On this day where we celebrate St. Joseph, right, to whom God entrusted himself. I think of what a blessing it was for those years when God entrusted our parish finances to Brian, and what a mom and dad they must have been to create such a good man, huh? Today in our gospel, Jesus tells that parable of people who he said, go out and work in the vineyard today, and I'll pay you the usual wage. And then, as you heard, every few hours, the Lord found more people and sent them to the vineyard. And at the end of the day, there were folks who worked an hour. And so when the master started paying the folks who came last, he gave them a full day's wage. So, of course, the guys at the front who'd been there all day are thinking, sweet, I'll get more. And when they didn't, they were angry. One of the things that the devil does, and it's so insidious and so subtle, is some part of us can become convinced that if we live for God, we're missing out on something else. And so we end up a little bit broken, thinking that heaven isn't sufficient reward. We end up thinking that following God is such a burden that we deserve something more than those who maybe started loving God or knowing his mercy maybe moments before their death. It's a good day for us to remember that following Jesus is its own reward. That if there was no heaven and there was no hell, we would still be Christian because Jesus is worth that. Virtue is its own reward. Vice is its own punishment. 2 days ago, a buddy of mine sent me a letter that Steve Jobs wrote as he was dying. Steve Jobs, one of the wealthiest men in the world at that time. And his whole point was, everything I fought and bled and sacrificed for is worth nothing in this moment as I approach death. For you and I, if you're here, I assume it's because you love Jesus and want to love him even better. It's because you received Jesus' love and want to receive it even deeper. May God heal that broken thing in our hearts that tells us we're missing out on anything but misery when we live this way. May Jesus heal our broken hearts so that we understand that following Jesus is its own reward. Amen? Amen. Okay.